Hi, this is Frank Vargo from the Whiting-Robertsdale Historical Society, here to share some stories with you today about Whiting Park. Our little city by the lake has many attractions that bring people to visit us. From our internationally known Pierogi Fest, our 100-year-old 4th of July parade, the Mascot Hall of Fame, Oil City Stadium, Summer with the Symphony, and our quaint 119th Street, thousands of people come to Whiting every year. But one location has seen more visitors than any other, our Whiting Lakefront Park. Around 1902, city fathers were asked to develop an area for the enjoyment and recreation of its citizens. Frank Long, chairman of the City Council's Park Committee, worked tirelessly to make sure the park was built. In 1909, about 22 acres of land, bounded by 117th Street, Front Street, the New York Central Railroad tracks, and Lake Michigan, were purchased from the Forsyth Estate for $75,000. Soon, Whiting Park came to be. People could walk the pathways, play tennis, watch baseball games, or just enjoy the cool breezes when it turned cooler near the lake. Many baseball leagues called Whiting Park their home, and the city even built a free 9-hole putting green. There were concerts by the Whiting Municipal Band and by the Standard Oil Company Band. According to accounts in the summer 1986 newsletter of the Whiting-Robertsdale Historical Society, parents would dress up their kids, even pushing baby carriages with their infants who were wearing fluffy bonnets to find a place to sit on the grass for an evening of music. People who lived farther away and had to drive to the park sometimes sat on the hood of their cars and blew their horns to signal that they really liked a particular band number. Before air conditioning, some people spent all night sleeping in the park until the father had to get up early to get ready for work. This was all done under the protective eyes of the Whiting Police Department. People flocked to the sandy beaches for sunbathing and swimming, and thousands of workers at the Standard Oil Company now had a clean, green area in which to relax and take their families. A bathhouse was constructed where you could rent a bathing suit for 10 cents a day. As time went on, a pier, ropes, swings for jumping into the lake, 2 giant water slides, and an 18-foot high diving board were constructed. Lifeguards were on hand to teach both children and adults how to swim. A rescue boat provided extra safety for those swimmers who might get into trouble. During summer vacations, students from Whiting and Clark High Schools filled the beaches and grassy areas for fun and friendships. On weekends, people from other cities in Lake County and from Chicago spent time visiting the park. The park was never busier than during the 4th of July celebrations. These celebrations didn't just last for one day. The carnival with games, rides, food booths, dancing and bands sometimes lasted for 5 days. All of this culminated, of course, on the 4th itself, with the start of the parade at 10 a.m. to the grand fireworks display at 10 p.m. Whiting was filled with her citizens as well as visitors from all over Lake County. Another time of celebration was the Labor Day weekend when another carnival came to town. Local churches, clubs, and organizations had food booths or offered games of chance. A gigantic fireworks display ended the celebration. In winter, people use the park in other ways, riding the toboggan slide, sliding down the hills on sleds, ice skating on the frozen waters of the lagoon, playing ice hockey, making snow angels, or just having a good snowball fight were favorite activities. In the 1920s, there was even a yearly ice carnival and ice skating tournament. The city even added lights in the lagoon. During the Great Depression, the gun club building was constructed and the trap shooting range was improved. But the years of the Depression and World War II were lean years for the park. The city didn't have the necessary money for upkeep, and many of the earlier structures fell into disrepair. The great exception to this was the building of the stone houses, or ferry houses, as some people call them. A few of these stone houses were over 2 feet tall. They were built in rows by the Lagoon Bridge and in the park's largest tiered flower beds. Stone roads helped to connect these buildings. The structures were built of concrete on chicken wire frames. They were covered with smooth pieces of glass and pebbles from the beach. At one time, the buildings were wired to light up when darkness fell. Among the houses were a barn, silo, and even a castle. At the goldfish pond near the park's entrance stood a tall stone lighthouse. Some Slovak people said that the stone houses reminded them of their villages back in the old country. The great mystery of Whiting Park is who built them. Some believe that the houses were built as part of a Works Progress Administration program in the 1930s. Over the years, many Whiting residents said their grandfathers, fathers, uncles, or brothers built them. No one, however, has the proof to back up their claims. By the early 1940s, the buildings near the bridge were gone, but the buildings in the park's flower beds remained until the 1960s. The flower beds are still there, but the stone houses are found today only in old pictures and our childhood memories. Whiting Park has undergone tremendous changes over the years. Gone are the rocks along the dusty parking lot, the old baseball field, the gun club, and the trap shooting range. Walhalla Beach has replaced the old Whiting Beach of years ago. Things have changed quite a bit, but the citizens of Whiting and visitors from all over the region still come to enjoy the sun, sand, swimming, trails, concerts, picnics, and the green grass of our most popular destination, Whiting Park.